So it's nice to be again on a deserted island, nearly 1 year after my first experiment on a deserted island. In fact, it was a dream of my childhood. I read a lot of Jules Verne, also Cousteau, and a long time ago I was dreaming about this island, but when I grew, I think it was not possible to do that kind of experiment because I had it to work. And then I discovered new technologies, solar panels and so on when I was in Tiverton with Jean-Louis Etienne, a famous French explorer. And then I realized that it was possible to do that. So after that, the problem was to find an island. There's 1,000 islands all over the world, but to find the right one was really difficult. And when I met Alvaro Docastaway, I think yes, that's possible because he will manage everything. Has no time to think about everything. And I found, thanks to him, a wonderful island. So it was really the island of my dream, and an island which has a great personality, because at the high tide there is nearly no beach, but the jungle, and the jungle is part of something important for me, because it was a different era compared to the seaside. And it was funny because I have many nights in the same place. And first of all, it was quite difficult for me as a citizen, because I travel a lot, so I was a citizen. I always depend on someone. And when Alvaro took me on the island and said, okay, I'll back to you within 40 days or more, I said, wow, that's terrific. And then over the 51st day, I was afraid of everything. Never horrible thing happens, but only big storms, rain, and I say, okay, this is not for me. And I was obliged to work because the idea to promote the work at distance, just to make sure that when it's possible, 10,000 kilometers from your office, it is possible for people 10 kilometers from their office. So I had to work, I had to survive the island, which is not very easy. So the first 15 days was quite difficult for me. I only sleep in a hammock, tent for the material, but that's all. And regarding the food, I've got nothing except rice. And when you have to eat rice over 40 days, so that I have no time for fishing, very few. So it was really difficult at the beginning. And then the second time, it was for me a great time because even if I was hyper connected with internet and so on, I used very few because it was quite expensive. And then I feel very happy to be alone, to feel the wild. It was the first time in my life that somebody tell you, you have to do something, you have to do something, don't forget something. Now, I was alone, and I was alone with animals. And I had 5 cats, one wonderful dog, Gecko, and it's very crazy because I was always talking. I don't use to talk a lot. And with this animal, I was talking every day and a lot. And it was, these animals were like a family, or my team for work, but in Indonesia. So I realized that when you are on a deserted island, you need not a lot of things. My hammock was enough. I have something for working, and I feel very happy to have nearly nothing. You won't have to have many things when you are totally disconnected with the modern world. So I think this time has been the happiest time of my life. Because island is so wonderful, and to be alone, you feel much more better. If I was with my family or with friends, that's not the same thing. So I'm very happy to do that. And when the third time is the last time, I thought, okay, I will have to be back in the modern life. That was the start of the problem. Wow, that was so wonderful. But today, I realized that it's nice to have been there for today and to be back home. And now to be back here on a deserted island, it's really fantastic. Now I would like to go quite often on deserted island, and I'm very pleased with Alvaro because he asked me to go and test some islands all over the world. So it's really crazy because the dream continues. So I'm very happy with that, and I do think I will have a new experiment, always work at distance, solar, new technology and so on, but also to have to get a philosophy of this experiment, and this is the reason why I just finished a book, which explains day to day what's happened, various morning, sunset, sunrise. So it was, I think,